When we think about the dangers of spaceflight, we usually picture the massive, controlled explosion of a rocket launch. But the most reliable executioner in the cosmos is completely invisible. It is silent, microscopic, and relentless. Take the Artemis II mission. These 4 astronauts are tasked with flying further from Earth than any human beings in history. Even crews aboard the International Space Station are sheltered. They orbit safely within Earth's magnetosphere, a massive magnetic bubble that deflects the worst of the universe's ambient radiation. Leaving that bubble means stepping directly into a crossfire. Deep space is saturated with galactic cosmic rays and high-energy heavy ions, subatomic shrapnel blasted outward from exploding stars across the galaxy. The moment we leave Earth's orbit, we strip away the magnetic and atmospheric shielding that has sheltered terrestrial life for its entire existence, exposing the human body to a violently radioactive universe. The standard engineering response to a physical threat is to build a thicker wall. You wrap the crew compartment in dense metal to block incoming debris. This diagram shows what happens when that strategy meets deep space physics. A single atomic nucleus, traveling at near light speed, slams into the aluminum hull with immense kinetic energy. Instead of stopping, the cosmic bullet shatters the metal's atoms, instantly generating a secondary shower of radiation. Neutrons, gamma rays, and charged fragments explode inward. They scatter unpredictably, washing entirely through the interior of the crew cabin. This creates a terrifying engineering trap. If you attempt to block cosmic rays with thicker armor, you turn the shield itself into radioactive shrapnel. In deep space, adding dense metal actually makes the baseline radiation environment worse. NASA understands this paradox perfectly. To measure exactly what this environment does to biology, they bolted living human tissue directly to the interior walls of Orion. Before the flight, researchers extracted stem cells directly from the Artemis II astronauts. They cultivated these exact cells into living, functional replicas of the crew's biology, housed inside tiny microfluidic computer chips. They chose to fly bone marrow. It is a highly sensitive organ, acting as the primary factory that produces the immune system and controls the blood's ability to clot. For the entire 10 days of the mission, these chips flew the exact same trajectory as their human donors. They absorbed the exact same unmitigated cosmic radiation. NASA intentionally sent a biological mirror of its crew into the void to capture a precise measurement of how human tissue systematically breaks down under cosmic duress. Inside the environment of the chip, these cells start out completely healthy, pulsing and functioning exactly as they do on Earth. Then the barrage begins. In this simulation, we see a heavy ion particle threading through the soft tissue and scoring a direct hit on a cell's genetic material. The physical force of this collision is so extreme, it cleanly snaps the DNA double helix in half. The cell deploys its internal machinery, trying to reconnect the severed strands, but under constant bombardment, repairs are rushed. The strands reattach in misaligned, twisted shapes. The body simply cannot keep up with this continuous level of damage. Over days and weeks, these flawed repairs stack on top of each other, permanently rewriting the molecular signatures of the cell. A sunburn on Earth causes localized tissue damage that eventually heals, but cosmic radiation operates completely differently in space. It systematically dismantles the foundational biological hardware of the human body. 10 days on a lunar trajectory is a sprint, but humanity's ultimate goal is a massive multi-year mission to Mars. That is the true purpose of the Avatar chips. They function as a predictive mathematical model. By mapping exact mutations from a 10-day flight, scientists can extrapolate a horrifying 3-year biological timeline. Over a span of years, the systemic degradation expands beyond the failure of the immune system. The radiation begins to cause severe neurological damage. This model of a neural pathway illustrates the problem. As heavy ions pass through brain tissue, they destroy dendritic spines. These are the vital physical connections that individual neurons use to communicate with one another. As these connections wither, the brain suffers measurable cognitive decline, memory failure, and spikes in anxiety. All of this hits the crew at the exact moment they must navigate a highly complex, hostile alien environment.
We can build rockets to conquer the physics of planetary travel, but we cannot engineer our way out of our own biology. The explorers who finally reach Mars will not return as the same people who left. They will be permanently mutated by the void.